Well, the results of the runoff election today in Georgia will determine who controls the Senate during at least the first part of President-elect Joe Biden's presidency.
Republican incumbents Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue go up against Democratic challengers Reverend Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff.
Here with his thoughts about what could happen tonight is Marquette Law School poll director Charles Franklin. Charles, Happy New Year. Good to see you.
Hi, Charles.
Happy New Year to y'all. Good to see you again after a little bit of a break these last couple of months.
that we needed. Both of these races obviously were very close in November that they require a runoff. They could be even closer tonight.
I think it certainly points to a close race. In the regular election, Perdue was leading Ossoff by just under 2 points, 1.8 percentage points in November. On the special election, that's the Loeffler and Warnock race, there were, by my count, about 14 Democrats and Republicans, plus some independents and third parties in that November race. So 3 candidates got over 20%, but we don't really quite see how close those would be. Add up all the Republican candidates and add up all the Democratic candidates, and guess what? You get a very close couple of point race. So, and the polling has shown a close race. Some tied, on average, a little bit of an advantage to the Democrats. But given that Perdue was leading Ossoff by, as I say, close to 2 points in November, Democrats would have to make up a little bit of ground to win either or both of these races tonight. But I think that's possible. Early voting has been strong there.
So do you think this will all come down to who wins the turnout game?
I think so, and this motivation factor, the question of whether Republicans are divided on turnout because of the complaints that Trump has lodged about the election and the voting system. You know, if you listen to that, you think the party's a bit divided, but most reporters on the ground have said that folks at Trump rallies may be feeling like the election was not run fairly, but they're not discouraged from turning out. So who knows is the answer. We will see a phenomena tonight and tomorrow that we also saw in November, and that is lots of early voting. If anything, early voting is right at or slightly above levels of November. And that's expected to be pretty Democratic, whereas Election Day vote today is expected to be pretty Republican. So as in November, expect Republican leads as we go through tonight's count. And then as the absentee votes gets tallied and added in, we should see a shift in a Democratic direction. But then the question will be, how far does that shift go? Does it stop with a Republican advantage, or does it stop with a Democratic advantage? And of course, do we get both of these races coming out in tandem with one another, or is there some chance of a split decision?
What does it mean to the Biden presidency if the Republicans hold on to the Senate?
Well, quite a bit, because if Republicans hold the Senate, that means agenda control, which means Senator McConnell from Kentucky remains the majority leader with very strong control over what bills come up for a vote. If Democrats pick up both of these seats, it's a 50-50 Senate. The vice president will then break the ties in favor of the Democrats, and then Democrats would have agenda control. They would still have some members who are more conservative in the Democratic Party that might give problems for Biden for some of his initiatives, but having control over the agenda would be a huge advantage to Biden compared to Senator McConnell and a Republican majority holding control.
So a big night.
Do you think we'll know tonight, Charles, or do you think this will be prolonged?
I'd be surprised. The Secretary of State in Georgia today said he thought we would know by the end of the day tomorrow. And I think that just depends on how close it is. Think of how long we took after November before we counted every one of those absentee ballots in a race that was decided by just under 12,000 votes.
It'll take some time. All right, we'll see what happens. Charles, thanks for being with us today. Good to see you again.
Take it easy. Wait for the votes to be counted.
That's right.
Good to see you, Charles. Happy New Year.
Take care. Happy New Year to you.